All my natural girlies, I'm back with another one, another middle part, flip over, seamless sewing. If you want to see how I got it, keep on watching.
Just copy the flex. They waiting on my new shit to drop. Where the fuck the toilet at? Sleeping on me crazy shit. Y'all thought I wasn't gon' double back. This life shit here amazing. I'm thanking God for where the fuck I'm at. Don't call if it ain't bout the rats. I don't fuck with all that chitter chat.
Hey loves, welcome back to another Watch Me Work. Today we're going to be doing the middle part flip over sewing. Here are the bundles that I'm reusing for Amazon. I'll have my link in the description as always. Here's the silicone mix and shampoo that I use for the bundles. I did a TikTok. And the conditioner. I forgot to add oil, but I set the 3 bundles in there and let it sit for 30 minutes and just submerge the bundles in there. I really wish I would have put oil because to give that shine, but this is how the bundles end up turning out. They still soft and you're able to go through them. Low-key mad I didn't add the oil for shine, but it's good. Here I am braiding the first half of my head down. When it comes to the braid pattern, I just wanted to make sure I did the braids as flat as possible. I wasn't too much focused on the parting of the braids. I just wanted to make sure they were neat and flat as possible. After the braid down, here it is completed, and I went in with some olive oil and sulfur 8 and also the bantana oil as well. I just made sure my scalp was really oiled because I did a hot oil treatment before. Also here I'm just tucking in the braid so I can go ahead and put the cap on. I don't sew my braid down, I just tuck it in between my braids, and then I went in with blind thread to sew my net down because I wanted to make sure when I take the sewing out, the net is easy to remove because I realized using black thread makes the cap harder to take off when removing the sewing. So I just want to make sure the net come off as easy as possible, and blind sewing makes that easier. Blind thread makes that easier. Here I am cutting the net and holding my braid so I don't cut any of the leave out, making sure I get as close as possible to my scalp. Here's after the net is completely on. I'm about to go ahead in with the first bundle. I do have my first bundle double weft. I double weft all my bundles so it can just make the process quicker and smoother. I put the needle through the first double weft of the first track, and I go ahead and place that in the back of my nape under the braid so it can cover the braid when I put my hair up or flip the hair over or put it in a ponytail or a bun. I do use duckbill clips to clip away the bundle so I can just sew across the track as easy as possible. Here I am going underneath the braid, and I'm knotting and looping 3 times, as many times as you feel comfortable. I usually do maybe 3 to 4 times, making a knot at the beginning and also when I'm sewing as well. Sometimes I just like to make a knot. I had a little lump right here, so I had to go back and secure that. That's the thing about having a mirror where it makes the sewing process way easier. So right here I'm just sewing down that loop. You see how it's flat now, making it as flat as possible. This was definitely one of my flattest sewings. It was tight and still tight to this day, and this is like a week later, but I definitely did good when it came down to sewing the wefts down with these bundles. This is my 3rd time using these bundles as well. Right here I'm taking the rest of the weft and I'm wrapping it in the front under my anchor braid that I have in the front, and I'm just sewing that down so I can be able to flip the front over any side that I want or put it up as well. Right now I'm creating knots right here to secure this last little bit of thread, but make sure you also pre-thread your needles. I did have about 11 or 12 needles pre-threaded. I always pre-thread my needles before doing the sewing just so I don't have to keep threading the same needle. I already have multiple needles threaded for me to go ahead and just continue working, so I don't have to keep stopping to thread needles. After cutting the thread, after securing it, I'm just going to continue to wrap in an O shape. I literally just continue to wrap until it's a small hole at the top of my head. And here I am just finishing off the first bundle and pinning it away so I can just continue to sew. Positioning the weft does make the sewing process easier. This is after I sewed in the first bundle. It's already full and have volume to it. I did go ahead and start detangling after each bundle was sewn in. After the first bundle, I just went in and started combing the hair because I wanted to make sure it was detangled as possible and the curls wouldn't clump up after drying. Here it is, already looking full after 1 bundle. This is me going in sewing in the 2nd bundle. Right here I'm continuing to sew the 2nd bundle in the O shape and keeping the tracks as close as possible. I did on the 2nd bundle sew the hole a little bit smaller and didn't leave much room for the 3rd bundle, but I was able to make that 3rd bundle fit because I wanted to make all the bundles fit that I used the last time, because the 3rd third bundle was already cut a little from my previous sew-in. So I was like, I know it can fit. I gotta make it fit. But I did end up sewing the second bundle a little further from the first bundle, but it's not too noticeable because the hair is still full and it wasn't too much off. After sewing each bundle, like I said, I do detangle the wefts after sewing them. I went in and detangled and also trimmed the hair as needed. Didn't really care about retaining any of the length. I wanted to more so make sure the curls and the hair just look full and the ends don't look as straggly. But this is after I detangled and sewn in the two bundles. It's really full already detangled, and here's the little space that I left for the third bundle. It looked small. I was a little worried, but I was able to make it fit. I love how voluminous the hair is, but here I am finishing off with the third bundle, and I'm just continuing to sew in the O shape. I like closing it off in the O shape just because it doesn't leave any room for the wefts or tracks to be showing. It's just like everything is covered up neatly, and most importantly, you don't have any wefts showing. But right here, I am just finishing up on the third bundle, and I'm just showing how big the hole is right here so you can get a glimpse of how much that I have left. And I was making sure to sew close enough to that third track, but I'm just gonna go ahead and finish off this third bundle right here. Right here is where I was closing off the hole. It was getting a little challenging to sew through the weft right here, but I was able to push through always. Right here, I'm tying multiple knots to go ahead and secure the weft and the thread. You can tie as many times as you would like. I just tie between like 3 to 5 times. Here's after all the bundles are sewn in and detangled. You can put the style up. I love how versatile it is and how full the hair is. This hair never does me wrong. This is my third time installing these bundles, and each time I love it. Like I said, I did go in and trim any straggly loose ends that just didn't make the hair look full. But right here, I am going ahead and dampen the hair with some water just so I can begin to twist it. This first day that I twisted, I did not end up liking how the hair ended up coming out. So I am going to show me putting the mousse and doing these twists, the flat twists, but I'm also going to show the way that I actually like doing after I show this way, because this method isn't bad. I just feel like it wasn't as defined as I want it to be, being that I already combed out the curls. But this is still a way to achieve a curly look and still put the flexi rod at the ends. This is the mousse that I was using. I do like putting flexi rods at the end because it gives it somewhat of a shape when taking the hair out. It's just not long and curly. It gives me like that diva cut look that I be wanting most of the time. But here's how the hair look after I flat twist each side. This is the method that I liked. I did 6 individual twists to the bundles and then 5 twists with my leave out, and I really did like the outcome. And I put the flexi rods a little shorter to give it a diva cut look. The next clip would be the results of me using this same method a week later. I love how the flexi rods made the hair look shorter, as if I cut it or gave it a diva cut look, but it's really just me curling the flexi rods shorter. But this is the middle part, how I normally wear it most of the time. This is also me putting it up in a half up, half down type of style. I always love how versatile this sewing is. This is me just flipping, showing how it can go from different sides. But overall, I love this look. And it's a good protective style because it lasts for 2 to 3 months. I'll be back with another one. It's a whole lot of peace, love, and dopeness.
All I ever wanted was a black grand national. Fuck being rational, give them what they asked for. It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that are really step, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on their ass. Yeah, somebody got a door.
Just copy the flex. They waiting on my new shit to drop. Where the fuck the toilet at? Sleeping on me crazy shit. Y'all thought I wasn't gon' double back. This life shit here amazing. I'm thanking God for where the fuck I'm at. Don't call if it ain't bout the rats. I don't fuck with all that chitter chat.